So I want to welcome all of my friends on Facebook, LinkedIn, and folks that are following these broadcasts on my YouTube channel. Additionally, I want to welcome all of our students that are jumping into this live broadcast. And we just started my social network boot camp for LinkedIn and Facebook last Thursday. And we still have people registering. As I told you at the beginning of boot camp, or whether you're in boot camp or whether you're one of my students, you know that things are constantly changing. And let me take a look at who's here. So for those of you that are in boot camp, if you have any questions that you want to ask me, any of you want me to look at your profiles, whatever it is, type it in the chat. All right. This is how we answer questions. This is how we train. And frankly, I have to tell you that after our first boot camp session on Thursday, working with a number of new people, I've come up with some new stuff that I've frankly never talked about before that is going to help all of you build your business faster. So we have a new platform for training everybody. So let me pop over here for those of you. All right. And we are streamlining. Kim, absolutely. I will definitely do that. So we've got a new platform. Our January boot camp sessions are, when you get in here, we have a welcome to boot camp video, which goes over some important things to look at. We're in the process of changing some things because some things have changed. But our boot camp for January is going to give you access to the recorded sessions last month. Now, we just finished up last Thursday. We did create your page, and it's being uploaded. I'm not sure it's ready yet. We can always take a peek. Nope. But it will be uploaded soon. And of course, the PowerPoint that goes with it, they're working on it. Create a page, connect with people, communicate with them, close them. This boot camp, we have an extra session. The daily routine of top earners, how to develop the mindset of top earners in network marketing. Our universal profile guide, which you're going to use to set up your profile. We're here to work through this with all of you. The 4 dots down at the bottom here will let you scroll through and find exactly what you're looking for. You can print it out. You can download it. I'm going to turn off the noise. And you just work your way through it. The scripts book is in the process of being updated. And we're adding a lot of new scripts, a lot of new material. For those of you that were in the December boot camp, we made this information available in the actual sessions. So we added some new scripts here: connect, communicate, and close. And they're all being compressed and put in the new scripts book. And it was while I was working on these that I got hit, literally, it was almost like I got struck by a bolt of lightning. And we'll talk a little bit more about that after I answer everybody's questions. But at the end of the day, it's always going to come down to conversation. All right. Now, Amelia, I might have a chance to look at some conversations this morning. First, I want to check with all of our boot camp people. So once your pages are set up, okay, once your pages are set up, you're now free to reach out, start conversations, connect with people. So is there anybody here in boot camp that wants me to look at their profile? Anybody here in boot camp that has any questions? All right. So pop back over here. All right, now, in our next session of boot camp on Tuesday night, I'm going to introduce you to something that we're naming Max Chat GPT. There's a lot of noise out there on the internet about artificial intelligence. And in our November boot camp, in our December boot camp, we played around with it. We showed everybody how you can use it, how you can put text in a box and it'll work on it, it'll change it. And a lot of my boot camp students were using my scripts and running it through Chat GPT. And we found that my scripts left alone were better than being run through Chat GPT. The most important thing when you send a message to someone, the last thing that they need to see is a question. A question. You ask somebody a question, you have a higher probability that they're going to answer it if the last thing they see is a question, especially if they're on their phone. Think about it. You have access to 1 billion people on LinkedIn. 1 billion. The more selective you are about who you reach out and talk to, the more successful it's going to be. But it starts with your profile. What do people see? What do they know about you? All right. Sonia wants to know, should I upload my entire resume? I don't know how big the entire resume is, but you need to put enough information on there so that when people look at it, they get a sense that you're the type of person that could help them. You're the type of person that they would want to know. So we're going to be introducing game-changing information. For those of you that are former students, if you're not in boot camp, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be a year behind. Everybody that's in boot camp is going to learn things that are going to be game-changing. Game-changing. There's absolutely no reason why you can't be adding 1 or 2 people a week to your business. Your business should be growing every week, and LinkedIn's going to help you do it. There are new ways to find perfect prospects for your business. You can tell by looking at the profile who would be the best prospects. And then it only takes 1 or 2 messages back and forth to really hone in. Are they really who you're looking for? Our project launch strategies and scripts have taken on a whole new level. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to go over to LinkedIn. Now, every day, you're going to have people that are reaching out to you to connect with you. Every day. Every day, there are going to be people messaging you. Every day, you're going to get notifications about the actions and activity of the people that you're connected to. And we're going to show you how to make effective use of LinkedIn so that people will be coming to you. But we're not going to sit back and wait for people to come to us. We can proactively go out and connect with people that we know need what we have. Now, for those of you that are existing students, have been students for a while, or maybe you're not an existing student, maybe you're brand new, but you've been on LinkedIn for a long time and you have a lot of people that you're already connected to. That is going to turn into a gold mine for you. So in our next session of boot camp, where we talk about connecting with people, we're going to be talking about making new connections, but we're also going to show you how to mine the connections that you already have. I have one coaching student that is already up to 16 sales. Now, granted, he started the last week in December. Last week in December, 16 people he signed up in his business. Most of them want to build the business. So how did he do that? Well, he's an Army vet. He's been in the Army 26 years. So he's going up here on LinkedIn and he's doing a search. The U.S. Army. And if we click on people, there are 1,390,000 people on LinkedIn that have U.S. Army somewhere in their profile. All right? So here's what you do. Here's what he did. First, U.S. Army retired. There's 71,000 people. U.S. Army veteran, 57,000 people. And the big one, the big group, from the standpoint of response, U.S. Army transitioning, people that are leaving the Army, there's 8,100 people. Now, this process hasn't changed in 25 years. When I first introduced this process back in, wow, 1998, I started working with a group of Amway people, and there was a U.S. sergeant that was stationed in Korea. And in a year, he became a diamond in Amway while he was still out in Korea. How did he do that? It seemed like every 6 months, he had soldiers that were going back to the United States that were transitioning out of the service. He was setting them up in their own business, their own Amway business. This was back in the AOL days when AOL was primitive compared to today. And that's why I'm not even going to mention his name, because which we'll talk about him in February. But he's going to town, connecting with people that are transitioning. There's no shortage of people that you can talk to every day. If we come over here to my network, every day you're going to hear from people that are reaching out to you. Let's go over here and look at Amelia here. All right. Now this is somebody, I got this message. You sent this on Friday. And if you look at her profile, self-employed, trade marketing, cosmetics, retail. She's in Germany. All right. And so she reached out to me. I hope this message finds you well. I came across your profile and couldn't resist reaching out to connect. Your expertise truly caught my eye, and I believe that there's a lot we could learn from each other. If you're open to it, I'd love to connect and start a conversation. So you have a version, our script. LinkedIn has suggested that because of what you do, we should be connected. We're saying LinkedIn has suggested. So she came across my profile, and there's a lot of ways that LinkedIn makes it easy for people to come across your profile. The question is, what's her agenda? And frankly, I wasn't going to respond. And then I looked at her profile, and I see that she's in the cosmetic business. So she's a cosmetics distributor. Well, a lot of network marketers that I work with over the years, continue to do so today, are distributors for different companies that market cosmetics. So we're going to find out. Now, so you're going to get these every day. And LinkedIn makes it easy. There was actually a tab, so I didn't even have to write it. Click this. I'd like to learn more. All right, now, red flags should start to come up when you know, where do you live? What's the weather like today? This is a social network, but it's a professional social network. And so you want to keep the conversation on business. All right, so I'm going to come up here and I'm going to say, first, with you. In Florida. Okay, now, I'm not going to go back and I'm not going to ask her, well, what's the weather like where you are? Because I don't care. You don't care. You want to filter this thing down as quickly as you can. All right? I work with a lot of people in the beauty industry. What? What do you sell? You keep it on business. All right. Every person that you're talking to is a prospect until they're not a prospect. And it only takes 2 or 3 back and forth messages to determine, are they prospects? Are they worth your time? Now, you come over here to your network. So for those of you that have been on LinkedIn for an extended period of time, so I've got 10,000 people that I'm connected to. Now, I don't care whose account I jump into. I could jump into Bobby's. I could jump into Catherine's. All right. At the end of the day, we filter down the first level. So they're telling me 10,000. There's 10,000 people that they consider to be on my first level. A lot of these people I've never talked to. A lot of the people you're connected to, you have never talked to. We can filter it down. We could say, okay, how many people that you're connected with are looking for an opportunity? I got 1,200 people. So here's somebody up in Boston, experienced sales and operations leader looking for new opportunity. I bring up his profile. See how long we've been connected. Well, so we connected last June. We've been connected for 6 months. That's kind of interesting. So we must have you. Okay. So one of my students was setting this up. Okay. So we sent out the first message, but he's never responded. I guess somebody was in the account. There are going to be people that you're connected to that you've never talked to. LinkedIn has another feature that you're absolutely going to love, and that's celebrations. So with celebrations, let's go over and look at birthdays. So I was connected to Emily 8 years ago. So some connection. 9 years ago. No conversation. So you can use the happy birthday to start a conversation. Catherine is having a birthday today, and Catherine's here today. So let me unmute Catherine for just a second. So happy birthday, Catherine. Question is it really your birthday, or did the birthday strategy? Right? No, she's not answering. So the bottom line is there are a number of things that you can be doing to start conversations with people that you know, people that you're connected to, or people that you're not. All right? And we're giving you all the scripts. We're giving you the directions. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I am going to log out of my account. And we're going to jump into Kim's account. All right, now Kim
Yeah. Hi.
is just getting started, okay? And Kim is also using Recruiter Lite. Now, first, let's look at your profile. So she's all set up. She's using the hot keywords for the season. Lifestyle transitioning mentor. How do you think that would work if you reached out to people that were transitioning out of the military? You want to put yourself out there as the person that you want to talk to and bring into your business would want to know. And Kim has 63 connections. Just getting started. Kim, are you brand new to LinkedIn, or were you on it before, but you never did anything with it?
I was on it a long time ago, but I just started getting into this when I learned about you and wanted to jumpstart my business.
Okay. So you got 63 connections. Now let me show you what that means. So her first level, 63 people. But these 63 people all have connections. Their connections are on Kim's second level. So that gives her access to 36,000 people. LinkedIn will let you communicate with people on 3 levels: your first level, your second level, your third level. So those 63 people connect you to 36,000. These 36,000 people, well, they've all got connections too. So LinkedIn is telling you that you have access to 990 million people on LinkedIn. It's a lie. It's a lie. You have access to more people than I do. And I've got over 10,000 connections. They do this to get you excited. Okay? Oh my God, I've got access to, look at all the people I could be talking to. This is a goal. It is a gold mine, but you don't have access to 990 million people. Now, let me just prove it. Log out of your account. Go back into mine. Go to my network. So I got 10,000 people. 10,000 first level. Second level, 1.8 million. Now you'd think with 1.8 million, I would have access to a bigger group of people than Kim. No. You have access to 7 million more people than I do, and I don't have access to that many. All right. But by God, you've got access to enough people, more than enough. Because the key to all of this is picking out the right people. And in a session we just had earlier today, because Kim is just getting into this. All right. Now, her network, 63 people. LinkedIn, she's got 5 people that are reaching out to her to connect. And then LinkedIn is constantly pushing people in front of you, people you may know based on your recent activity. They're pulling this off your profile. You could follow people. LinkedIn's going to urge you to put a follow button. Come down here to groups. And they're going to people you may know with similar roles. So they're constantly putting people in front of you. All right. But before you hit the connect button, you want to make sure that they're active. The most effective way to search is to search for people, do your own searching, proactively looking. All right. So we came in today and we were doing some searches, and I wanted to show Kim how to use Sales Navigator correctly in your searches. But let's pop over to the messages first. And so if we look, she's talking to, we looked at 3 people. So here, let's take a look at Susan. All right. So Susan is looking for a sales job. All right. When we look at her profile, self-motivated, customer service, outside sales, leads. You always want to look at everything that person's done. Sales. So she stopped working here in September. Now, so Kim is following the program. Beginning of January, LinkedIn suggested that we connect. And she writes, absolutely. Now, people don't always respond to you, but whether they do or not, it doesn't matter. The fact that you're connected is the most important thing. How long have you been on LinkedIn? How's it working for you? Well, she didn't answer that. It's not relevant. Some people will. The people that will are what we call eager socializers. So this morning, we sent this message. The future belongs to those. And I just sent this to a good friend. And we want to ask questions. What have you been doing for work since you left her last job? And we have a series of questions to move the conversations along. But she clearly is a good prospect. And because of that, we put a star next to her name. So we want to star the hot prospects. And that'll stay up there as long as the conversation keeps moving in the right direction. And then we had Deborah. And so Deborah, looking for a position. How long have you been on LinkedIn? She comes back. Was working pretty well until I lost my job in August and I broke my wrist. Frankly, I think most employers will not want to hire a disabled person in their 70s. And I pointed out to Kim, you have to be able to recognize the people that you want to talk to, that you want to continue to talk to, from the people that you don't. Now, Kim and Deborah have experience. All right. So you are back. Well, see, I think most employers do not want to hire a disabled person in their 70s. So we went in and I deleted the message. The first question that you always want to ask somebody helps set the stage for qualification. I'm very familiar with the work that you've done because I used to do it too. Most employers don't want to hire someone in their 70s, whether they're disabled or healthy. Why are you still looking for work when you're in your 70s? We have to filter these people down. Now, we come up here and let's do a search. And let's pick people in sales that want to work remotely. Hit the enter button. You do all of your searches in the regular LinkedIn. Then we click on people. So there are 51,000 people looking for remote sales jobs. Okay. Now we can scroll down here and pick them out of here, but we have to make sure that they're active. Instead, that's why we use Recruiter Lite. That's why we use these advanced features. So we come over here. Now we take our key, and let's go over here and let's do another filter. Let's just look in the United States. Now, top line, we go over to sales to Recruiter Lite. So there's only one person. Let's go back and let's do this again. Looking for opportunity in sales. You got 227,000 people in the United States. Now you go over here and search Recruiter Lite. And they're giving you eight, which I think what I had to do was I had to clean it out. Okay, you got to start over. And the reason that your numbers are so low is because you have a low number of people that you're connected to, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out of your account. And, all right, so I'm going to come over here. The wrong one. All right. So first we'll go over to her network. So she's got 2,900 people that she's connected to. 2,900, first level. 2,900 people connect her to 1.4 million, who connect her to more people than I'm connected to. All right. They're doing this to get people excited. Now, let's go over to the message area. And you were talking to Catherine. Now notice down here, got all these people wishing her a happy birthday. Mitch is here right now. Now, the question is, does she want to answer Mitch? Just because someone wishes, president, owner, personal trainer. Okay, so he's a personal trainer. Now, what do we know about personal trainers? Personal trainers all, at one point in time or another, get involved with a network marketing company to generate a side income. Maybe he. So the question is, without coming across trying to sell him, it would be easy to just ask him, in all the time that you've been in your field, have you ever worked, what network marketing companies have you worked with? So we're going to come up here and we're going to look for Catherine. Okay. Now, so you reach out to Catherine. She's a nursing assistant. She's in Avon. To me, LinkedIn is like Facebook. I have not acquired a single client for my Avon business, and I found my own nursing assistant job. That one job that LinkedIn found for me turned out to be a scam. I don't take LinkedIn seriously at all. Avon rep, 7 months. Nursing assistant. All right. So what do we do in a case like this? Now, Catherine, you have to send the image, the motivating image, with the line. I routinely send these out to people that I know that are my friends. You got that part? You got that part? You know what? I'm done. Okay. Bottom line here is what you want to do. First of all, what are the questions that you want to know? For my Avon business, the questions that you ask people come from the responses that you get. So I have not required a single client for my Avon business. Really? How long have you been in Avon? It's one question. But you have to reassure her that LinkedIn is an amazing place to build a business. Okay? Amazing. And a lot of people do very well in Avon. Why did she get into Avon? Why did she get into Avon? What other network marketing companies has she been involved with? The conversation needs to be around her. You know, there are a lot easier ways. So if you haven't acquired a single client for your Avon business on LinkedIn, how about in the real world? How are you doing? Your profile sets you up to be a social media expert. You know things about LinkedIn that she would love to know. She's a nursing assistant and she's in Avon. What other network marketing company was she with? Why did she get into the business? Did she get into it because she likes the products? Or did she get into it because she wants to make money? She wants to make money. There are many other ways that she could be making money on LinkedIn, working with other companies. Okay, let me look. All right, well, look at Amelia. All right, now I have a mastermind session at 1 o'clock. And I'm going to put a link in this chat for the mastermind session because we have a number of coaching students that didn't get it. So this is an advanced class. If you want to hone up on conversation, these are advanced students that are here. I'll put this in the chat. Starts at 1 o'clock. It's going to go for an hour. For those of you that are coaching students and you have any questions, be sure you pop them in the chat immediately. All right, so Amelia, who are you talking to?
I was gonna say somebody else, but this Lacy Thorner just answered today. Let me see. Well, Isabella, Isabella.
Her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, then she asks, this is very at the beginning, but then when she asks, how about yourself? I just wanted to ask exactly. I have never asked. I remember at the beginning you saying most of the people are going to answer to you in the same way, but this is the first time that she's saying that.
Well, when somebody asks you, what do you do? What do we say? What do we say? You go in here.
I used to be a psychotherapist. Now I'm running a successful internet business, right?
Okay. Now, all right. So you had, we broke everything down for you. If we go back, let's go back to the very beginning.
Mhm.
All right. Now these are all scripts because Amelia is a coaching student that we worked on and for her. But there are, let's come back up here.
Because she's asking us how has Lincoln been working for me, so.
Okay. No, I understand that.
Mhm.
Let's come back up here. What do you do? When somebody asks you what you do, this is your answer. I've been a teacher and a therapist for many years, and I also have a fast-growing internet business. Now, do you have any children?
Yes, you have 3.
Okay. What are the names of your kids?
Juan, Javier, and Danny.
Okay. What are their names?
Juan, Javier, and Danny.
Okay, how old are they?
27, 25, and 19.
Okay. Now, you didn't have any trouble remembering the names of your kids or how old they are. When you're working on here, and if you're trying to build a network marketing business, now whether you're using the internet or not, you want people to ask you what you do. It's really easy to get somebody to ask you what you do. You just have to ask them what they do. What do you do? They'll tell you, and 85% of the time, they're going to come back and they're going to ask you what you do.
Mhm.
And the thing is, we know so much about these people on here that we can pick and choose who we want to talk to. But by the same token, you have the ability with your profile to dazzle people with your background. It's on your profile. When somebody asks you, what do you do? You got an answer right away. Whether you have to print this out, put it, staple it next to, or tape it next to your screen.
Mhm.
This is something, it should be automatic. Now, you ask her how long I've been on it, let's see, for quite some time. I think it's great for connecting with like-minded professionals. How about you? Okay, well, your answer is, now let's come back up here. You already told her here, I recently made many wonderful and amazing new friends. She had told that to her. Now, here would be a perfect opportunity to say to her, I've been a teacher and a therapist for many years, and I also have a fast-growing internet business. LinkedIn has enabled me to meet some wonderful new connections. All right. And then that's planting the seed. Then we're going to come back and ask her, and actually, all right, before we do that, you need to send her that motivational image
Mhm.
with that little two-line deal. Then you answer the question, or you state what you do. And then what do we have to do? We have to ask her a question. The question comes from the contents of her profile. So that she's an assistant to the postmaster. Now, what you're looking for is a need. If there's an obvious need, we can focus on that. Why does she have that open to work frame around her picture? Why did she leave her last job? Why is she looking for a new job? What kind of job is she looking for? But in this case here, she's the assistant to the postmaster. Now she says, I'd be honored to be a part of your team. So you look at her background. You always want to look at everything. For all you know, she could have a thing here about, being in a network marketing company. Remember, people put on here what they want to talk about. All right. So, man, she's got a wide variety of things. She was a bartender for a short period of time. So we come back up here. And so she's working for the Postal Service. She's been working there for almost 3 years. Okay. So now, what's the question?
Either why you're looking for a new job or why you.
Oh yeah, but you don't know. You see, you don't know. You don't know.
Okay.
If she's looking for.
Or why you want to live then.
Well, you don't know.
Okay.
You don't know.
So I'm very interested in looking for.
So according to this, according to this, you could assume that she's looking for a job. So what you could do is we could ask her. You could say your profile, the contents of your profile implies that you're looking for a new job. Why would you want to leave your current job?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't say she's implying that.
Yep.
But the way you answer that question, by saying something about yourself and letting her know subtly, I've got an internet business, is going to make her curious, and she's going to want to come back and know, what kind of an internet business do you have? Okay. What kind of internet business? Well, and the other thing is, you could say, many people that work at the post office have gotten involved in network marketing over the years. The post office historically has been a negative work environment. In fact, the woman that introduced me to the internet, one of my distributors, worked at the post office. And she joined our company for the social life, because network marketers are all positive. So the question is all about her. Why? But yeah, why? Why is she looking for another job? Now, let's say she isn't. Let's say she isn't. Another thing that you could have said, a different approach would have been, many of the people that I work with, or many people in my business, all work for the post office. and are generating side incomes. That could be another way to do it. It all depends on her answer. Everything depends on the answers that you get from people. And here's the most important thing to remember. Now, yesterday, I gave you some case study examples of how you move the conversation along. When you run into somebody that tells you they don't like network marketing, they have a bad taste in their mouth about whatever, you just have to remind yourself that you have better information than they do. And what you're trying to do very, very simply, in fact, let me do that. Let me see how I'm going to do this. Stop the share. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a quick case study. Now, you go into the scripts book. Now, I got two examples here. On page 60, I've been approached by many people. And when a prospect says, thanks, but it's not for me. All right? This is the one. All right? So Zyla connects with somebody. They both lived in Atlanta. Well, what do? The prospect, I'm with T-Mobile. I oversee retail stores. What about you? You ask people what they do, they're going to come back and they're going to ask you what you do. And then the woman had a great sense of humor. She comes back, she says, don't hate me. I use Sprint. Been in Atlanta for a little over 3 years. I was a music teacher for years and recently retired because of my growing internet business. How long were you with T-Mobile? Well, I've been in Atlanta for 4 years, the same amount of time with T-Mobile. What's your internet business? Now, just because somebody asks you about the internet business doesn't mean they're interested. They're just being polite. Okay? And he talks about the fact that she talks about I'm a music teacher. Well, I love music. I play a lot. What do you play? So either playing for myself, she doesn't talk about her business, right? So the conversation has two tracks. One, talking about the instruments. I play guitar, saxophone. What about you? I was in Verizon. Oh, he is. He's in green. So we're talking about music. I was in Verizon before T-Mobile. So why did you go from Verizon to T-Mobile? Well, I enjoy music, all kinds. Verizon was all about numbers. I felt like a number. At T-Mobile, it's all about people, promoting and developing such a better culture. So She writes back, agreed. Workplace culture can make all the difference. So glad you found something that brings you more joy. What are you promoting and developing with T-Mobile? He says, people. People. That's my passion. Investing time and energy into making people better. Isn't that what we do in network marketing? Isn't that what you're looking for? So she comes back. People, that's my passion too. Every day I get to pour belief into people that watch that their lives change. So I get it. You know, you'd probably love what I do. So with all your experience in sales and business and your passion for helping people meet their potential, have you ever gotten involved with a network marketing company? And then he comes back and says, well, I've been approached by many people. Everything from makeup to CBD oil and Primerica. What do you have? What do you offer? I'm not opposed to hearing about it. Let me know. Perhaps it's something that I would enjoy and be passionate about. And so this is where I got a text from Zyla. Help! What do I say to this guy? So I jumped into her account. This is what I typed, and he ended up getting into her business. I'm not surprised that other people are approaching you. We throw a little LOL, laughing out loud. With your proven track record of working with people, helping them become passionate about their work and building teams, and we pulled this information off of his profile, you'd be very successful in any network marketing company you work with. Now, you got to take the big picture, okay? Because he's been approached by so many different people in different companies. Now, you hit the nail on the head with your comment about being passionate about the products, because that's the key to being successful in this kind of business. As I'm sure you're aware, there are thousands of companies out there with all kinds of products and services. This is where, so I'm working with a company called Isagenix. I was initially a customer of their products. As a result, I lost almost 40 pounds, increased my stamina for working out, and I've never been healthier. Now, as a result of my experience with the products, I naturally got excited about the income opportunities that comes with building a team of motivated and ambitious people who want an unlimited opportunity to earn as much money as they want. Now, you could be saying the same thing. You just have to fill in the blanks about the company that you're with. I'm launching, now here we jumped into the project launch script. I'm launching a project to work with 2 people that have your level of team building experience and help them go to the top of the company fast. And I'd be delighted to share the details of how we'd be working together to make it happen. And then we send him the motivating quote, if you don't build your dream, someone's going to help you, hire you to help them build theirs. And then we finished up with, perhaps this is the time in your life to stop making the mobile carriers you work for rich. Start building your own team of motivated entrepreneurs and help all of them become rich, building their own business. I'm confident you'd enjoy working with me. Would you be interested in learning the details of how we would work together? Now, he didn't jump into the business right away. But every day, she is sending him a motivational message, motivational image. And then I think it was 3 weeks later, she calls in to one of our Ask Max sessions to report that she just signed him up in the business. And this is how she did it.
Hey Max, how's it going?
Hi, Laura. Things are going really, really well. How are things going with you?
Good. I always have you on in the background. You're like my little motivation, and then if I get stuck, I can pop over and say, Max.
So you're signing somebody up now?
Yeah, I just finished it. He was someone that I was sure was going to sign up, and I would call this one about as textbook as you make them. I'm pretty excited to have him on my team.
Mm-hmm.
But when he wasn't hesitating, but it just took him a bit to kind of like let everything sink in and figure out really what was really happening. And it's interesting. I used on the text messages back and forth exactly the same strategy that we use here of just continuing the conversation, ending with a question, giving him a reason to text me something back, even if it was, what did you do for this weekend? I wrote back to him. I was like, sure, what did you run my business this week? Because then it's just exploded, which is true. It has exploded. Thank you to all of your help. And he texted me this morning and said, okay, this is it.
So tell me about your exploding business.
Yeah, so one of the people that I enrolled from LinkedIn, again, I literally followed the script. I just went right down your script book for, it was an unhappy network marketer, and she came over, and within the first 2 days, she rank advanced. And one of the people that she brought on within 24 hours, she rank advanced, and they both are just calling me out of the blue this week. Oh yeah, I'm enrolling somebody else. And I asked them, do you need help? Do you need me to do anything? No, we've got it all figured out. And the original one I enrolled, she's about to rank advance again, which is also really great for me. But I mean, I can't even keep track. I don't even know who's. It's like, so I think we just brought in like 9 or 10. I was counting up with my husband last night. 9 or 10 people they just brought into the organization within 10 days, and which is more people than I can keep up with. I mean, they're fine. Everything is all set up for them. There's nothing for me to do but to just be here as a support and show them. I've shared with them the scripts, what I do. I've been on the phone if they've needed me to, but it's just it's the first time since I've been in this business that I understand what's happening with network marketing. Like you can't grow the business if you don't have people growing under you. And if you don't have a way to reach out to people who are business builders, then you're just going to be like a hamster in a hamster wheel, just enrolling people over and over. When I'm approaching people on LinkedIn, you see, I don't talk to them about the products until we've already discovered that they want to talk about the business. That's just a whole different way to do the business. This is doing the business. This is it.
You went through my boot camp, you got my course. How did working with me one-on-one help you?
A few things. I mean, one, it helped everything go a lot faster. You and I were able to get through, what it would have probably taken me a month to go through just on my own through the boot camp. So that's one thing. But mostly I think it's helped me with the confidence, just practicing it through with you, sitting with you, watching you go through my account, talking to, helping me type out these messages, helping me figure out exactly the wording. Because now I have it in my account, so I can go through, and I do this all the time. I copy and paste a message, when there's something that's very similar or something I can use. I know what I'm doing now. Could somebody figure this out on their own by just reading through? Sure, it would take time, and that's okay. Like, if you've got time, I didn't have time. I've got a fire under me. I've got a reason for building this and building this business fast. Some of you, if you're out there just kind of doing this part-time as something you enjoy, then maybe you do have time. But this is, keeping me from going back into a traditional job, and we have 3 children, and we want them to go to private school. So we have a reason for working this really hard and wanting it to be incredibly successful and fast. And that's what you get from working with you, and just a lot of the hand holding. I needed that in the first few weeks. This is it's not new to talk to people, but it's just a new way. When for the last 8 months I was taught by my upline, a certain way, and I was basically vomiting information on people. And those of you out there who are doing that, you know how well that works. It doesn't. And so yeah, you just need a little bit of time. And there have been a few times where Max has had to go into my account and, oh, what did you write, Zyla? And that's okay. And so that's what it's great for, of having that private session, is that he can go through and really help you take a step back and breathe and figure out the right way to talk to somebody.
So, I mean, you're sitting here with confidence because you know exactly how this is going to play out.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next answer.
Right.
Thank you. You've made this so fun. And I say this to people a lot. A lot of my team, when they ask why I use LinkedIn, my time is so precious, and I have very specific chunks of time that I can use to work on the business. It's mostly during my baby's nap time. And so I have to really stay focused, and I have to be able to use my time so productively. And this gives me that chance to be proactive. Now I can reach out to as many people as I want. I can have the question, I can have all of these conversations, It's just the way it would be if I were at a cocktail party. You have a conversation. If it's not going anywhere, you just say, all right, thanks, enjoy your evening. You just walk on and that's it. And so I'm not wasting my time, their time. You know, I can have, 10 to 15 of them at a time going on every day, just, or if I'm in the carpool line picking up my older kids, I can quickly send a quick note back and keep the conversation going. So you just made it so I can use my time wisely and only, I'm just talking to the people where it makes sense to talk to them. And I don't waste our time. So anyway.
Now,
yeah.
when did you get started in your business? Was that October, November?
When I started with Isagenix business, it's been almost a year, this April. So let's call it a year. And then I started with you in January.
Mhm.
I mean, and I'm learning the business. I'm brand new in network marketing. I'm just 1 year in it. So I'm not disappointed for where I am, but wow, this is so much better. And if somebody had shown me this, if I had learned your way from day one, well, I'm not gonna look back and imagine where I would have been, but I'm getting there now, so.
And that's what it's all about, okay? Now, I just put in the chat window the links to register for boot camp for those of you that want to bring team members in. The first session was recorded. We have 4 more sessions to go. And I'm also going to put, the last thing I'm going to put in here is a link for the mastermind session that we're going to have at 1 o'clock, where we're going to be working with coaching students, demonstrating the advanced features. Most of it's going to be in conversation, but sometimes we get into other things. So, for those of you that are in boot camp, I want to remind you that you have 2 sessions on Monday, 9:30 and 4, 2 sessions on Tuesday, 9:30 and 4. So you still have 4 more hours to apply to getting your profile set up, start conversations, move things along. And of course, you can actually get ahead by watching the recorded sessions of December, connecting with people, communicating with people. It's all there. Our goal is to help all of you enroll 5 people before the end of the month. But in order to do that, you got to go to work. Until next time, one last thing. If there's anybody that's interested in my coaching program, please type coaching and put your phone number in the chat, and one of my staff members will reach out. I started a new coaching project, I think the other day, and I understand we have 2 left. So until next time, or until 1 o'clock, best of luck in building your business. God bless.